added time, after 90 minutes, they added 5 minutes. That's when Enyimba eventually got the goal that meant that they qualified for the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederation Cup. Orlando Pirates also qualified, so congratulations to both Enyimba and Pirates. And in the Champions League, Manchester City, the first time they are in the semi-final, and we will say they've got one leg in the final because they won 2-1 away from home. Fantastic display from the citizens, especially in the second half. If you watch that first half, and that's why we usually say it's a game of two halves. Nobody wins at halftime. If you watch that first half and you went to sleep, you probably expecting that the result will be like 3 or 4-0 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. But Manchester City really came out in that second half and they absolutely deserved their victory. So it is advantage to them, but it is not over. Just as we say, nobody wins at halftime, we also say nobody wins a two-legged affair after the first match. So you've got to wait for what happens in the return leg. Even Pep Guardiola will tell you, this tie is still very much alive. But it's a huge advantage to Manchester City. And we're still on course for an all-English final because Chelsea have also got a slight advantage over Real Madrid, having played a 1-1 draw in the first leg. Tonight we go again, but this time we will be looking at the Europa League. 2 English clubs in the semi-final, and potentially it could be 2 English clubs in the final. Wouldn't that be absolutely wonderful for the English Premier League? So we'll be looking at the semi-final pairings: Manchester United taking on AS Roma, and Villarreal versus Arsenal. Nigerian interest here. We'll keep you up to speed with what is happening over there. Plus, action in other sports. Formula One will tell you what is going on, and the NBA basketball. Really explosive stuff going on. Good morning. Welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra. Because I do sports presentation and analysis with a touch of magic. Egosa Agbeka, the sports maestro, is also here. Egosa, let's, as usual, start from home. Enyimba International, they left it really, really late, but they got the job done. I was really disappointed seeing what they were playing because I was keeping tabs on the other game, and when I saw Enten Setif leading against Al Ahly, I said, look, Enyimba, all you need to do is to win this game, and both Enyimba and Orlando Pirates will be through to the quarterfinals. But eventually, they did. The goal came really, really late. Cyril Olisema getting that goal in added time, and it was enough to see Enyimba through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they were really lucky. Congrats to them. It wasn't easy. It was a tough fight, but the fact that they were able to grind out that needed victory was what made the match so important. So kudos to them, and that's what we call football. Not until the final whistle is blown, you don't take your foot off the gas, and you don't need to rest. You have to pursue every ball and ensure that you close every centimeter on the pitch. If not, you don't have any chance. So for me, I think that was a heartbreaking goal for Orlando Pirates, though they qualified. If that had sent them out of the competition, it would have been a disappointing one, and really, really something for them to regret. So for me, I think it was really nice. They haven't had it so easy with the Pirates, the Buccaneers, but they've also got a good record against other South African clubs. So yesterday, beating the Pirates was really
not particularly good, because whenever they've been in the same group as the South African side, they have failed to advance to the next round.
But this time around, I think they showed champion stuff. This is not where they are supposed to be playing, but the fact that they understood on their own and knowing full well that the only way this club can have that fan base that they used to have when they were dominating both locally and on the continent, I think that is the best thing to do to win this game, and not just to win this game and get to the quarters. If they go on to win this tournament, yes, we'll now know, okay, they've won both, but the fact that they consolidated themselves, or rather it was a consolation for them for not being able to go far in the Champions League. So yesterday's performance, though, was tight, we expected that, but the goal that came was what matters most. 3 wins, 3 defeats. All the losses came away from home. So Fatai Osho has to improve on his way form. If not, I don't see him going far in this competition.
Okay, so they have qualified for the quarterfinals. In the other game, we had Intensive beating Al Ahly Benghazi, also 1-0. And as I said, we saw very early in the game that Intensive were ahead because they got a goal in the second minute. Ali Mati scored an own goal against his side, and so Intensive held on and they beat Al Ahly Benghazi. It must be really disappointing for Benghazi, because if they had won that game, they would have qualified. They would have been on 10 points. So it doesn't matter what Enyimba and Orlando Pirates played. But as it stands, Enyimba winning that match 1-0. So Enyimba actually ended up topping the group. Yeah, so with 9 points. And South Africa, Orlando Pirates also qualified with 9 points. So it is Enyimba goal difference -2, Orlando Pirates goal difference 3. But because of the head-to-head, because Enyimba won 1-0 at home, then lost 2-1 away from home. So if it had been just between them, Enyimba would have advanced based on the away goals rule, even though it is 2-2 on aggregate. So Enyimba are topping, even though it is a goal difference of -2 for them, while Orlando Pirates has +3. So Intensive, they finish third in the group with 8 points, while Al Ahly Benghazi they finished bottom after starting very well. They're bottom of the group with 7 points. Okay, so that's what happened in Group A. In Group B, JS Kabylie beat Napsa Stars 2-1, while RSB Berkane also defeated Cotton Sport 2-1. So JS Kabylie and Cotton Sport, they advanced to the quarterfinals. 12 points for JS Kabylie, 9 points for Cotton Sport, while RSB Berkane, I'm a bit surprised they did not qualify. They finished with 8 points, third, while Napsa Stars bottom with 4 points. We go to Group C. CX Sfaxien and Diaraf settled for a goalless draw, while Etoile du Sahel beat Salitas 2-1. And Diaraf, surprisingly, topped this group with 11 points. CX Sfaxien second on 10 points. Etoile du Sahel, huge surprise that they did not even qualify. They finished third on 8 points, while Salitas bottom with just 3 points. Finally, to Group D, Pyramid FC beat Namungo FC 1-0, while Raja Casablanca defeated Nkana FC 2-0. Well, no surprises in this group. Raja Casablanca, perfect record for them. 18 points out of their 6 matches. So that's the most they could get, and they got it. Pyramid FC finished on 12 points. Also really impressive. I mean, you look at anybody, consider they qualified with just 9 points. But Pyramids got 12 points, but they did not win the group. They are second. Nkana FC third on 6 points. And Namungo FC, well, they just came for the experience. They got no points. Reminds us of what Edo Queens did in the Super 6. So that is the situation. And we hear that the quarterfinal draw will be done on the 30th of April.
Yeah, I think that's what we are waiting for right now. And while we are with that, I'm happy the MPFL will be starting very soon. So Enyimba should get ready to ensure that, yes, every match is, for now, is all win-win situation for them. If they are to lift the title, it's going to be a win or bust. Any game they are to play right now, because the knockout trials have started. A time where you have a lifeline has passed. That's the group stage. Now, winner takes all. So for me, I think they just have to improve.
They can play well if they go away, play 1-all draw or 2-all draw. Come home, play.
But no, what matters right now is for them to be resolute in defense and clinical in finishing. Though they missed their top scorer, but another boy who's the captain of the team. But I hope by the time the quarterfinal draws are made, these guys that missed the game yesterday, then we'll be back to help their Bailey fans to get as far as the finals, and also hope to lift it for the first time.
Okay, and in the Copa Libertadores, that is talking about the South American competition, their elite competition there, which is their Champions League. We've got Palmeiras playing against Independiente del Valle, and Palmeiras won that encounter 5-0. Defense Justicia were 3-0 winners over Universitario de Deportes, while in the Group B we had Internacional beating Deportivo Tachira 4-0. And then Boca Juniors were 2-0 winners over Santos, while that's in Group C. In Group F, Nacional and Atletico Nacional played out a 4-all draw. In Group H, Cerro Porteño played out a goalless draw with Deportivo La Guara, while in Group A, this is in the Copa Sudamericana, that is their own version of the Confederation Cup or the Europa League, if you like. Huachipato and 12th the October played out a goalless draw, while Independiente and Montevideo City Independiente beat Montevideo City Talk 3-1, while Arsenal, Sarandi and Sierra played out a goalless draw. We also had Atletico Paranense beating Metropolitanos FC 1-0. Okay, these are the results that we had from the South American continental competition. So congratulations once more to Enyimba International for making the nation proud. They are the sole remaining team on the continent. They've been for some time, but we know that they were even supposed to be playing in the CAF Champions League, but they crashed out, and so because of this, they are now playing in the CAF Confederation Cup. So we wish them good luck. Hope they get the luck of the draw, but in the quarterfinals, I mean, you cannot say okay, give us this team, because they all look very good, so Enyimba will do well to prepare for anybody, and whoever they get, we hope that they would be able to go out there and do themselves proud. But that is the situation. Enyimba International, they are through to the quarterfinals. And let's just once again look at the teams that have qualified. We've got Enyimba International of Nigeria, Raja Casablanca of Morocco, Pyramids FC of Egypt, JS Kabylie of Algeria, Cotton Sport of Cameroon, ACS Giraffe of Senegal, CS Sfaxien, Tunisia, and Orlando Pirates of South Africa. So 30th of April, we'll have the quarterfinal draw. And you look at all these teams, I mean, who would you say Enyimba should get that you think you will be comfortable with? I don't think there is anyone. Cotton Sport, well, we know their history, we know that they are very good, and their country, we know how good they are when it comes to football. Then we've got
JS Kabylie.
No, maybe JS Kabylie. You say JS Kabylie from Algeria. I think they've done great stuff in the past.
Yeah.
You might say ASC Giraffe of Senegal, say maybe, but they are in the quarterfinal. You can't say CS Sfaxien. I think they've even won this competition in the past. Orlando Pirates have won the Champions League. So Raja Casablanca, we know how good those ones
But then, whoever Enyimba gets to meet, for them to prove that, yes, they are the giants of Africa and the best team in Nigeria that can go out to do great stuff and win the CAF Confederation Cup here in this continent, is to go out there and welcome whoever they are draw to face, and also just go out there and show to the world that, yes, winning the back-to-back then 2004 wasn't a fluke. They have to do that. So for me, whoever they get to meet, I would just say, come on, bring them on board and let Fatai show the stuff that he has got. By the time you start trying to get, okay, this one will be okay for us, it looks as if the team is really weakened, even now that they are struggled.
No, it doesn't matter. But look, when you get to the final, of course, you've got to play anybody. But even in the UEFA Champions League,
some play for local
clubs want to avoid certain teams early in the match. But of course, if you get them, you have to play. You have to play the team that is in front of you. But every club will hope to avoid certain teams in certain stages. Just say, okay, when we meet them in the final, absolutely no problem. You have got to play them. All right, guys, we'll go on this quick break. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Oh yes, Nasco quality cornflakes are so full of nourishing goodness because they are whole-flaked cornflakes. Whole-flaked cornflakes are made by a natural flaking process that retains all the natural goodness of the whole corn for whole nutrition, whole taste, and whole crunchiness for the whole family. So next time you're eating cornflakes, make sure it's whole-flaked Nasco cornflakes. Nasco cornflakes, nourishing goodness anytime.
Sonny might be great, but he will leave in 8. If he want to go to heaven, I'll get him in 7. He'll be in a worse fix if I cut it to 6. If he keeps talking jive, he'll go in 5. If he make me sore, he'll go like more. If he keeps talking about me, I'll get him in 3. If that don't do, he'll fall in 2. And if he run, he'll go in 1. And if he don't want to fight, he should keep himself home that night.
The great Muhammad Ali talking ahead of his fight against Sonny Liston. That was in 1964, and of course he backed it up with action. He knocked out Sonny Liston. That was they will say round 7, because Sonny Liston did not come out for the 7th round. He didn't answer at the bell, and Ali said, well, if he wants to go to heaven, I'll take him in 7, and that poem rhymed. All right, guys, welcome back to Sports Fiesta, live on 92.7 KFM, Benin City, with me, Salih Ibrahim, the Sports Ibracadabra, and Negosa Agbeka, the Sports Maestro. All right, we've looked at how Enyimba qualified for the quarterfinals of the CAF Champions League, and we have of the CAF Confederation Cup. They should be playing the CAF Champions League. And we've looked at the other teams that are there, and we've told you that the draw will be coming up on the 30th of April. So good luck to Enyimba International. We also looked at the Copa Libertadores and also the Copa Sudamericana in South America. All right, let's go to Europe now and look at what happened last night. Manchester City were in action against Paris Saint-Germain, and final score was Paris Saint-Germain 1, Manchester City 2. So Manchester City can just reach out and touch it. They are almost there for the first time in their career, getting to the final of the UEFA Champions League. Will Pep Guardiola finally be able to win the Champions League with another club apart from Barcelona? You know, he's almost there now. Just 2 matches. If he avoids defeat in these next 2 matches in the Champions League, he would be champion, and Manchester City will be winning their first title.
Well, I think he has got 1 leg in the final, but then the game is about 2 legs, and whoever wins on aggregate will go through to the final. But right now, I think he has proven that yes, he has got what it takes to win with this very club. Talking about City, they are playing without regular forwards like Kun Aguero and Gabriel Jesus, and the way they are still grinding out victories in different competitions and where they've gone to as far as this season is concerned, that tells you it could be a year of treble for them. Yes, they were looking at quadruple, but the Blues of London sent them packing from the FA Cup, so they are still looking at 3 cups. I haven't bagged the Carabao Cup in the bag. So for me, yesterday's performance was a 2-way performance. The first half was for PSG, the home team, while the second half was for Manchester City, because for you to get to the final, you have to get a positive result away from home. So this is massive for them. 2 goals away from home. Riyad Mahrez, who was born in Paris, going back to his best place to cause to score that heartbreaking goal for Manchester City. That was positive for him too. And also Kevin De Bruyne. There was a goal he could have scored that looked like what Karim Benzema did against Chelsea, but did not hit, the roof. It just flew past the bar. But all the same, they all played very well. Even Phil Foden could have leveled things before the first half whistle was blown. But the shot with which he stung the palms of the goalkeeper, if he had rather put the ball at his side, it could have been better, but rather he faced the goalkeeper, but that shot, the keeper was able to parry it. Then looking at the goal from Riyad Mahrez, that free kick passing to the wall. Come on, these guys, they've shown that, yes, this is time for us to lift that title. This is what I call self-confidence, self-belief. If you believe it, you can achieve it. That is what they did yesterday. And I just wonder the kind of pep talk that they had at halftime that made it to come out and say, come on, let's go guns blazing. We have nothing to lose. So the best form of defense is to attack. That's what they did yesterday, and it paid off.
Paris Saint-Germain now will have to score 2 in the city of Manchester, and that may not be enough, because if they score 2 and Manchester City also score 2 at home, Manchester City will advance. Yeah, so they've given themselves a very tough task. It is not impossible. The Paris Saint-Germain I saw in that first half could have scored 3 or 4 in the first half alone. But I thought they were guilty of showboating. Neymar in particular, Kylian Mbappe, Angel Di Maria. These are great players, but sometimes they overdo things. I mean, at one point I was wondering, do you guys think that you are playing what we call set? Sunday, you know, when you play a little and they score against you, you have to go out, other people come out. You know, you just feel, okay, there's an opportunity, we'll come back, and this time we'll be serious and all that. I'm like, are you guys for real? Because there were chances that they ought to have taken, and they were just practically playing on the pitch. I didn't think that they respected the occasion enough. I didn't think that they realized that they were playing in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League, and that they were playing one of the best clubs in Europe. Thomas Tuchel said the parameter to judge success now in Europe is Bayern Munich and Manchester City. And you look at what Manchester City has achieved domestically, they will be crowned champions this week if they win their game and Manchester United lose to Liverpool. You know, and for the past couple of seasons, they have absolutely dominated in the English Premier League. So for any team not to take them seriously, I was wondering why. Where did that confidence come from? Paris Saint-Germain are not Real Madrid. Even Real Madrid respected Chelsea so much that we didn't see acts of showboating on the pitch. But Neymar was doing the tricks and the flicks and everything when it would have just been easier to pass the ball and go ahead and get in a very good position. And they did. I saw some very brilliant touches in the 18-yard box, but that final, the killer instinct was just not there. For the first time in the Champions League, Kylian Mbappe did not attempt a single shot, whether it was on target or off target. He was largely anonymous. And this is somebody that we know have got frenetic pace. This is somebody that we know can trouble whatever defense that you put out of in front of him. Manchester City have not got the best defense in the world, but they were largely untroubled yesterday by Paris Saint-Germain. I'm taking absolutely nothing away from Manchester City. They came out in that second half and deservedly got their 2 goals. But I thought that Paris Saint-Germain were not particularly serious, especially in that second half.
They kind of playful in front of goal when they should have finished the job clinically. But then they did the same thing against Bayern, but they were able to get 3 goals away. But looking at the English side, I don't think they should have done that, because what makes you a champion is the ability for you to deliver whenever you have the opportunity. Yes, if they we are leading like 3-4-0 yesterday and they started doing their showboating, one could say, okay, yes, because of the scoreline did. But not when you are looking for, you just got a goal through the defender and from a corner kick, which to me was a beautiful corner kick from Angel Di Maria, and the way Marquinhos timed the defenders that were marking him. Foden was there, and I think Rodri also, but he left them without them knowing, and he went for the ball and he got that goal, which the goalkeeper was motionless. But after getting that kind of goal, or rather getting that kind of goal, I think all they need to do yesterday, they had the pace. They were opening the defense at will. Talking about the first half. But the finishing was really poor, and that has to do with the showboating you said. Yes, if you showboat and you're able to convert from the chances you create, fine. But if you showboat and you're free to convert your chances, then it could come back to haunt you. And that's why they paid for it yesterday. I know Mauro Icardi had a chance yesterday, but somehow they flouted their chances. Maybe they will want to correct that at the Etihad Stadium, but I guess it's going to be really tough if they could find their way through Manchester City, because this is win or bust, and this is the first final Pep Guardiola is looking at, and even the club, in their history. So I don't think the Spaniard will let this slip through his fingers. Every chance they are going to get on that day, I think they are going to ensure that they convert them, and even to have their regular strikers, that will be a plus for them as well. So they missed it, but they can still correct the mistakes.
I know how good Manchester City are. It would mean that you know absolutely nothing about football if you think that they are not a particularly good side. But I've watched them closely, and honestly, I've not seen that champion stuff, the way you look at Bayern Munich last season and you feel Bayern Munich are going to be champions, you know, the way the way they were playing and all of that. Manchester City, yeah, they won yesterday, but when you look at how the goals came, these were avoidable goals, you know, and they did not exactly dominate, you know, but yeah, they are a good side. They are in the final, but when you consider the goals, the first goal in particular, I mean, that was a schoolboy error from Keylor Navas, somebody as experienced as him, who won the Champions League multiple times with Real Madrid, ought to know better. I mean, it wasn't even an attempt on goal. Kevin De Bruyne he actually crossed the ball. He wanted somebody to get at the end of it, but nobody did. And because of the distance, I've seen that bit goalkeeper, but I was looking at the distance from where Kevin De Bruyne took it. Keylor Navas could see it all the way. He could have called one of his defenders to head the ball or get out of the way or whatever, but none of his defenders went to head it, and the ball just came into the 18-yard box, bounced, and before he knew it, it was in his net, 1-1. More like against the run of play. Then the second goal, the free kick. I mean, you form the wall and everything, but no fault of Keylor Navas, because you wonder what happened, and that's what we say when we play football and something like that. But you hear things like "hold your body," you know. I mean, how a wall was formed, and the shot came. And that was what the wall was for. It would have been better if there was no wall, so that the goalkeeper will see the ball all the way through and have time to react. But because the wall was there, he could not see the ball as it was coming. And then when it got to where the players were, that they were supposed to stick their bodies together so that they will prevent the ball from coming in, they just parted and like the Red Sea, and the ball went in. And as at that time, Keylor Navas saw it. It was too late. It was just too late. He couldn't react. By the time he was diving, the ball was already in his net. So 2 goals that Paris Saint-Germain should not have considered. The two very silly goals that they gave away yesterday.
They just had to correct that mistakes when they traveled down to the Etihad. We saw them against the Bayern. We saw them against Barca. So they are a good side, no doubt about that. That was the reason why they got to the final last season. And this season, they've grown in confidence, both domestically and right now in the championship. So for me, Mauricio Pochettino, who has also seen the final of the Champions League with Tottenham Hotspur, I think he knows what to do. These mistakes were really silly yesterday. Look at how the goals came. So that is not something that any manager will be happy about. So for them to do that, they have to be resolute. They in order not to concede and also try to go out and score the goals that will send them through. If that is done, I think they will just forget about the mistakes they made last night. Except they find it difficult to do that, then the regrets should be there. They'll continue to regret and all that. But this time around, it is going to be a do or die affair. It could even end in a goalless draw, honestly, at the Etihad Stadium. So for me, I think the mistakes made yesterday could have been avoided if they had done things professionally. So let's see how things will turn out. But the way it is right now, any side can still be in the final. Any side is still very much open.
Okay, but you've got to say advantage Manchester City. I will be surprised if Paris Saint-Germain turn this around, especially if they play the way they did last night. Forget it. Manchester City will be in the final. They have got to come all out, you know, kind of like what they did against Barcelona. If you watch that Paris Saint-Germain Barcelona game, because they won the first leg away from home, it was a comfortable victory for them. Was it? What's that score? 4-1 now?
Yeah.
Was it 4-1? I think
PSG by
Barcelona, yeah. Was it 4-1 or 3-1? They won away from home, and it was a comfortable victory. But that, if you watch the second leg, it was like they were not there. They were just being shambolic. And when they got the first goal, it looked like, okay, it was all over. But then Barcelona got the equalizer, making it 1-1. And then they had a penalty, but Lionel Messi missed it. It should have been 2-1. And if it had been 2-1 at that point, you wouldn't put it past Barcelona to score 2 more goals. It was just shambolic from Paris Saint-Germain. And that's why sometimes I think they don't have that elite mentality, even though they got to the final of the Champions League last season. But this time, they look at them and I'm wondering, are you guys really serious about winning the Champions League? Yeah, because if you beat Barcelona 4-1 away from home, you should know what they did. It's really the same PSG, what they did to them a couple of seasons back when Neymar was playing at Barcelona, you know, when it was 4-0 in the first leg and the second leg was 6-1. And we heard that it was even because of that game. Neymar wasn't happy that all the attention was on Lionel Messi and others, you know, while he was the one that was the main architect of that incredible comeback. So Paris Saint-Germain, I believe that they've got to really improve if they are to make the final. All right, from the UEFA Champions League, we go to the UEFA Europa League. Later tonight, we're going to have two semi-final matches. Manchester United will be taking on Roma, and they've got some former players there. Henrik Mkhitaryan plays for Roma, and of course Chris Smalling also at Roma. Chris Smalling missed the first leg, but we hear he's in contention for this one. Then Villarreal will be playing against Arsenal. First, the Manchester United versus AS Roma game. Yeah, apart from that intriguing matchup with former players, we've got Manchester City boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who is having to clarify some statement because he's been accused of disrespecting AS Roma. So he says that he did not disrespect them as they prepare to meet. After their win over Granada in the last round, Solskjaer said that he had not seen too much of the Italian side. Roma fans, they put banners up near their training ground with Solskjaer's face on them, and the quotes, "I don't know them and I haven't seen them play." So Solskjaer was trying to explain, look, that was just straight out of the game, that with all the games that they've had, he was just relieved when they got through. And of course, he has watched them, but he had not analyzed them and hadn't seen them in depth, so give them enough respect, probably with analysis. So he said he wished he could have said something else, that what he meant was it's a fantastic club with a great history. He knows about history, he knows about the quality, but he's just saying at that moment he had not really looked at AS Roma.
Well, whichever way, all that matters is that they are set to face AS Roma, and whoever gets through this stage will get to the final of the UEFA Europa League. Yes, advantage to Manchester United because they are playing at home and they've also won the title. That has taken away the pressure from them not having that trophy in their trophy room. So for me, I think he has done well as a manager. He knows what is expected of him. That's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Whether he knows much about Roma or not, he's a professional manager, and he should have somebody who is giving them information about their opponents. So I think he's just trying to play mind games, so to speak. But then I think all he needs to know this night is that AS Roma, they are also a top side. Though they play in the Italian Serie A, they can go ahead to beat Manchester United and send them packing from the semi-finals of the UEFA Europa League. They've done that before. We've seen Roma beating Barcelona and they sent them out of Champions League, let alone the Europa League. So the better team will take the night, irrespective of where you're playing. Yesterday, PSG were beaten at home yesterday, so it could happen that Manchester United, if they fail to take their chances or do the needful, they could also be beaten. So knowing your opponent or not doesn't really matter when it comes to match day, because you should have done that before now, except you just want to take the pressure off his players. But at the end of the day, we'll get to know AS Roma at the end of the 90 minutes. So let's see how that will pan out. But for now, I think it's advantage Manchester United, because playing at home, and maybe they would like to make that advantage count at the end of the day.
Even if he doesn't know anybody, at least he should know the former players of Manchester United who are playing for AS Roma. But sometimes, you know, the way the media picks on these things, the way they frame them, you know, it creates this reaction, and that's exactly what the fans of AS Roma have done. Of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't mean that he doesn't know about AS Roma. He was just saying maybe at that particular point I have not really seen them to analyze them and all of that. But he is saying that he did not disrespect, or he did not intend to disrespect AS Roma. We hope the fans will forgive him, and when we have the second leg, the better side will win, and even in this first leg. So, the other match, Arsenal versus Villarreal. Samuel Chukwueze, of course, plays for Villarreal, and Arsenal will be wary of the threat that he poses.
Yeah, that's true, and we hope to see him play for a bigger club apart from Villarreal, though he's doing well with the Yellow Submarines, and you'll be happy as a player to play at the highest level, the UEFA Champions League or Europa League. So the fact that he's here doesn't mean he cannot play the Champions League and also gets to win. He has been with them, he has done well with them. He's not a player you throw in the free and you'll be scared. So all we want from him right now is to be consistent, because with all his qualities, if he's able to be consistent with goal scoring, I think that will just take him above so many players who right now are above him because of their scoring ability. So we expect him to get more goals, more assists, but tonight he should be a threat to Arsenal. Honestly, running things, and the what's his name now? His teammate Moreno, who has been scoring for free for the El Madrigal outfit. I think if he gets his boots on today with Chukwueze and other players, I'm sure they could go on to shock Arsenal. But for Mikel Arteta, something that he has to do is to beat a side managed by Unai Emery, who was sacked by Arsenal some time ago. So looking at the way they play, they are for attacking football, goal scoring teams, and at the end of the day it could just be 2-1 or 2-2 scoreline. But I expect both of them to come out and score, and we expect fireworks for that game.
Okay, let's go to Formula One. We understand that the Canadian Grand Prix has been cancelled and it will be replaced by the Turkish Grand Prix. It's supposed to take place on the 11th to the 13th of June. So the Istanbul Park track is going to be replacing what we're supposed to have in Canada, the Canadian Grand Prix in Formula One. So it is the second successive year that the Montreal event had been cancelled because of the coronavirus pandemic. So travel restrictions made it impossible to enter Canada without a mandatory 14-day quarantine. This is what an F1 statement is saying. Meanwhile, the contract for a race on Montreal's circuit, Gilles Villeneuve, has been extended by 2 years to 2031. Canada is experiencing a rise in coronavirus cases, with Ontario, a neighboring province to Quebec, particularly badly affected. So because of this, we will not be having the Formula One race at the Canadian Grand Prix. So because of this situation, the Turkish Grand Prix is going to replace it. Okay, we move on now to the NBA, and we saw some games last night. Let's run through them. Orlando Magic played against Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs won this 104. The Cavs lost 104 points to 109. For Orlando Magic, their best performer was Gary Harris. He got 19.6 rebounds and 7 assists, while Darius Garfield of Cleveland scored 25 points, 2 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Atlanta Hawks were beaten by the Philadelphia 76ers, 127 points to 83. John Collins of Atlanta got 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Tobias Harris of Philadelphia scored 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. LA Lakers, well, it's up today, down tomorrow. They were beaten by Washington Wizards, 116 points to 107. Even the fact that Anthony Davis is back did not help them. Anthony Davis was their top performer. He got 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Russell Westbrook for Washington Wizards scored 18 points, 18 rebounds, and 14 assists. So triple-double for him. Charlotte Hornets traveled to take on Boston Celtics, but the Celtics beat them 120 points to 111 points. Devontae Graham of Charlotte got 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, while Jaylen Brown of Boston scored 38 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Chicago Bulls took on New York Knicks. The Knicks won this 113 points to 94. Nikola Vucevic of Chicago got 26 points, 18 rebounds, and 3 assists, while Julius Randle of New York Knicks got 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. San Antonio Spurs lost to Miami Heat. Miami Heat got 116 points, while San Antonio could only manage 111. Devontae Murray of San Antonio got 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists, while Jimmy Butler of Miami scored 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Portland Trailblazers were winners over Memphis Grizzlies, 130 points to 109. Top performer for Portland was CJ McCollum. He got 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, while Jonas Valanciunas got 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. New Orleans Pelicans, they were beaten by Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets scored 114 points. The New Orleans got 112 points. Lonzo Ball of New Orleans got 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists, while Nikola Jokic of Denver got 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. LA Clippers lost to Phoenix Suns 101 points to 109. Top performer for LA Clippers was Paul George, 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Chris Paul of Phoenix got 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. Utah Jazz defeated Sacramento Kings 154 points to 105. That's quite high, the scoring. Top performer for Utah Jazz was Bojan Bogdanovic, while Buddy Hield of Sacramento got 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. And the fixtures for tonight, we've got Dallas Mavericks taking on Detroit Pistons, Brooklyn Nets versus Indiana Pacers, Milwaukee Bucks will battle Houston Rockets, while Golden State Warriors will play against Minnesota Timberwolves. New Orleans Pelicans versus Oklahoma City Thunder, and Toronto Raptors will be playing against Denver Nuggets. These are the fixtures we have tonight in the NBA. Okay, so that's what is going on. All right, let's look at the stories making the round on the gossip section of the papers. We hear that at Manchester United, they still want to sign right winger Jadon Sancho, who is 21 years old, from Borussia Dortmund this season. I mean, why have they been so much interested in this guy? Yeah, I know he's a fantastic player and all of that, but last season they were told, look, okay, bring the money. It's 120 million pounds or nothing. Bring it and take the player. In fact, they gave them a deadline. If by this time you are not ready, then forget it for this season. We are not selling. Why are they still after Jadon Sancho?
Yeah, they know it's business, and sometimes even if a club tells you, okay, if you don't come for this player, you know, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, then just forget about it. And if the player is still available, then you expect, because it's business, and the player could be looking at the club in question. Okay, well, let me go to this club and see if I can help win trophies and all that. So it's not a matter of, okay, if you don't come this time, there's no way we can allow you to. I don't think that is part of the rules of the game, but I think United wants Jadon Sancho to strengthen them. So, and for Dortmund, they don't want to sell. Even Jude Bellingham, they don't want to sell. Erling Haaland, they want to see how they can keep these guys and also improve on the team so they can fight for trophies. And these guys, they want to win trophies. They just want to be. They don't want to be a team that at the end of the season, even before the season starts, they know they are going to finish second or third. They just want to look at the top. So it's going to be difficult for Dortmund to stop United from signing Sancho. Except Sancho says, "Okay, I'm not going to that club," because sometimes even if you agree with the club, except the player accepts personal terms, you will not force the player. So it's a matter of back and forth. But let's see if United, if they are really serious about it, the transfer window will soon be thrown up very soon. Then we'll see the steps they are going to make. Maybe it could be among the ones to be signed before Ed Woodward will sign out of the club, because at the end of this season, he's leaving there as director.
Okay, the father of Argentine forward Lionel Messi, George, he has met with Barcelona president Juan Laporta to discuss his son's future at the club. The 33-year-old's forward contract with Barcelona is going to run out this summer. I think Lionel Messi will stay, seriously. Chelsea will listen to offers of about £40 million for England striker Tammy Abraham this summer. Tammy Abraham has been basically frozen out of the side, although he came on in their last game. Was it against West Ham United? And had the chance, but was unable to put it in the net. But you can't really judge him on that. He played just like 2 or 3 minutes in that encounter. Then Chelsea are also preparing a 90 million bid to bring Inter Milan and Belgian forward Romelu Lukaku, who's 27, back to the club. It seems that they have accepted that they will not be able to get Erling Braut Haaland. Besides Braut Haaland, he seems to have slowed down a bit. He's not scoring as regularly as he used to. So they are looking at Lukaku, bringing Lukaku is
a ready anytime, any day, and any team he joins.
And he's proven in the English Premier League. So at different clubs, he's played for West Bromwich Albion, played for Everton, played for Manchester United, played for Chelsea. Yeah, so he's proven in the English Premier League. So it's not like
right now is painting everywhere red, and I never expected that from. Though he's strong and he's physical and he can play the Serie A game league, which is really physical league. But then I think he has proven right now that yes, wherever he goes, and if he has a good teammates around him who knows how to position, to put the ball at the different places for him. I think he's a boss-to-boss striker, and he has done that. Headers left and right. Come on, I never expected that he will have the stats that he has got this season at Inter. So if you're talking about Inter lifting the title at the end of the season for the first time in 10 years, Lukaku is the main man, as well as other players who also have joined him.
Leicester City manager Brendan Rodgers, who has been linked with becoming Tottenham Hotspur boss, says he's happy with the Foxes and he wants to continue at the King Power Stadium. I mean, I know Tottenham is a huge club, but are they, in the scheme of things, now bigger than Leicester City? Leicester City have even been EPL champions. Leicester City, Tottenham have not won the EPL. When was the last time they even won a trophy? You know, so if I am a player at Leicester City, I will stay there than go to Tottenham Hotspur. If I'm the manager of Leicester City, I'll remain there instead of going to Tottenham. I mean, Harry Kane is even talking now that yesterday he received an award, and then he said, look, I love this club and everything, but I've come to a point in my career where I've got to really look at myself. Yes, I've won individual titles and winning individual titles, but when am I going to win a team title? I think he's 27, 28 now, Harry Kane. So he knows that he wouldn't be there forever in the next
for him to win 4
or 5 years. He should be thinking of retiring. So he is saying he might be leaving, and who knows, Manchester United, Chelsea, any club that he thinks he can win titles at. One club I know he is not likely to go to would be Arsenal, because of not because Arsenal is not a huge club, but because of the rivalry between Tottenham and Arsenal. Well, we've had players move from Tottenham to Arsenal and from Arsenal also to Tottenham, and you become hated for life if you do that. Ask Sol Campbell. His name is Judas at White Hart Lane. Emmanuel Adebayo didn't even move directly from Tottenham, from Arsenal to Tottenham. He went to Manchester City. I think there's some other clubs before he even joined Tottenham.
But even if he wants to join a club like Arsenal, is it this time? No. So that's one thing we look at and say, apart from the rivalry, let me go to. I think it should be aiming at clubs like Real Madrid, clubs like Bayern Munich, clubs that when you start the season, you have it at the back of your mind, yes, I'm going to win title, and I have players who can as well help me to do that. Yes, not that Tottenham Hotspur, they don't have quality players, but sometimes when you need that push to get to the finish line, I think they are lacking that. So, and I really fought the management for sacking Mourinho 6 days before that final. If it could have been a different ball game with Jose Mourinho, but sacking a manager like that and having that kind of final, come on. The new manager had just 6 days to prepare. So what do you expect of him? So every time.
Let's look at the text messages now. This one says, Enyimba looked very, very impressive in their win last night. I watched the second half. They absolutely dominated the ball throughout. They created many chances, even though they could have been more clinical. Kudos to the People's Elephants. Good morning, Danny, the analyst. Hello, good morning. Oga Ibrahim and Egosa, congratulations to Manchester City for winning their first leg semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain last night. They really played well, especially in the second half. But I must say that all is not over for both semi-finals as we await the return leg. Also, congratulations to Enyimba FC for their qualification to the knockout phase of the CAF Confederation Cup, though they had to dig deep to get the victory. I wish them well going forward. All right. We'll send this. Okay, this is Hassan texting from the University of Benin, Ugbawa. Okay. Good morning, great sports crew. You didn't play UEFA anthem before addressing Manchester City. Why? Two, you said our defense isn't that good. How many clubs in Europe have considered less goals than us? We played Dortmund, and how was Haaland? Apart from about 2 instances, did Neymar and Mbappe get past our defense in 90? I don't know what you took from what I said. About not playing the Manchester City, the UEFA Champions League anthem. I mean, it's not, there is no rule forcing me to do that now. We just do it. There have been times I've played it before talking about Manchester City, but today I didn't feel like playing it, so that's neither here nor there. And then, did I say your defense is in? I said, honestly, I've forgotten how I phrased it, but I didn't mean any disrespect. I'm not saying. Huh?
So Manchester City.
Yes. Yeah, I remember saying something about their defense, and I'm like, Kylian Mbappe. I think that was when I said it. That Kylian Mbappe did not have a single shot on target, and that Paris Saint-Germain were guilty of showboating. You know, instead of really going out and being. Just focus and ruthless in front of goal. Then I was now like, is it that the Manchester City defense is so organized that you can't even have any chance against them? I did not mean any disrespect, because from your tone, it seems that's what you thought. Sorry if you felt offended. And for Erling Braut Haaland, he didn't score, but if you say 1 or 2, I mean, come on, strikers just need 1 or 2 now. I mean, if he had 1 or 2 chances, there was one chance that he should have scored. Erling Braut Haaland should have scored, but the goalkeeper made a save. Just as we said, Timo Werner should have scored, but Thibaut Courtois made a save. He should have scored. Who came to mind? Was it John Stones? And he just brushed John Stones away as if he's not there. Gave him the shoulder, and he had just the goalkeeper, but he hit the shot, which the goalkeeper saved. Okay, I'm just saying that. I've not seen in Manchester, and it's not. I've not seen it in Chelsea. I've not seen it in Real Madrid. I've not seen it in Paris Saint-Germain. I've not seen it in Manchester City. I'm saying the way last season you could just, even before a game was played, you just say Bayern Munich. I mean, this side is unstoppable. You can't. Are you telling me Manchester City is like that?
Shivers down the spine of any club.
Exactly. They don't. I don't think any team fears like, oh, we are playing Manchester City, or this side is. I don't know. Pep Guardiola is not even playing with strikers.
Yeah,
and he's doing well. He's scoring. Yesterday, we didn't even see what's this guy's name? Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, so some of these things maybe they will play in the second leg. Mr. Ibrahim, you have said it all. PSG don't have that mentality at times. They forget the occasion and probably think they were playing against Nantes. Pep wasn't too happy after the final whistle because he felt they ought to have finished off the game after that red card. Mbappe was a write-off insurance from Benin. That was what I was trying to point out, but apparently it seems people think I was disrespecting Manchester City. This one says, yes, but if PSG is most likely to reach the UEFA Champions League final, Man City has to do a lot to overcome PSG. I feel PSG will smile at the end of the second leg. My considered opinion from Don Morgan. Well, Don Morgan, I think that Manchester City will go through because of the way Paris Saint-Germain let it slip last night, except if they would play with that intensity that they started the game with last night. That first 20 minutes and continue that way and be clinical, be ruthless in front of goal, not some of the things that we saw. Any touch, Neymar will jump and start rolling on the floor, holding his it's just physical. And some of the times he had pass the ball once, you're touching, you're rubbing the ball and everything. I thought they were not just clinical yesterday. Thank God we won. Up next, quarterfinal. Now we have to be serious. Playing away. God help us. Enyimba blood. Oga Ibrahim, is it true that Enyimba biggest fan, Senator Carlo, is planning to buy Enyimba blood? What I heard was Abia Warriors.
Taking Abia Warriors back.
Yeah, he wanted to take Abia Warriors back.
It was his own.
Yes, not Enyimba. Good morning, great men of sport. I want to know Arsenal's injury update. Michael Blitz from Aduawa.
That'll be later.
But I learned that Lacazette and Aubameyang are likely to play. Okay, so that's the situation. But maybe before the match, we'll be able to tell you exactly what the situation is. All right, guys, that's our packet. But before we leave, time to blow the final whistle.
Sometimes we need to be more relaxed and be ourselves. The first half is normal. You don't want to lose the ball, so you don't play free. We change a little in the way we press. We were passive earlier on, then we were more aggressive. It's not easy against Mbappe, Neymar, and Di Maria. Against Dortmund, we considered and came back. Today, the same. We were ourselves in the second half. We are good playing in a certain way. We can do a different way. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola reacting to a size 2-1 comeback win over PSG in UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg at the Parc des Princes last night. And that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
All right, that's our packet. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. I'm Salih Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Egosa Agbeka. Please stay tuned. KU News update is at 9. Bye-bye.